Hey everyone, Matthew Robinson, back again. Sorry it's been so long since I made a video. I've been busy my first 2 weeks back in Pepperdine, and so, I've been trying to be a little hard to get back in the rhythm of things. I actually had these videos I made where I made NFL predictions. I actually got most of them right, which if you saw my NFL playoff predictions is pretty amazing. And I never had to upload it because YouTube's been acting really funny on me, at least with the campus Wi-Fi that I'm using since I'm on my laptop. I have to use the campus Wi-Fi. So, we don't know. Speaking of the NFL, I've been reading up on this NFL New York Jets and female reporter sexual harassment scandal and the investigation that's going into it. Now, I kept a distance from this and tried to gather as many facts as I could before I commented on it. Then this morning, as I had the Today Show on my TV, the reporter, Sainz is I believe her last name, was on TV. Now, for those who don't know the story, apparently this female reporter, Sainz, who works for a Spanish-speaking sports television broadcast show, is claimed via Twitter that she felt uncomfortable in the Jets locker room and that she felt they were making sexual comments and being inappropriate towards her in the locker room. So after that, I believe the Women's Broadcasting or Women's Reporting Journalism Association of America basically came down on the Jets and said, hey, this woman was probably sexually harassed. We need to do something about it. The owner of the Jets released a statement. He called the woman, apologized for anything bad that could happen. And now the NFL is in an investigation of whether there was some sexual harassment in this case. So I see the woman on the Today Show today, and I get this little story, and they talk about, she's dressed provocatively in her shoots. And but on the day that she was filming, shooting the broadcast, she wasn't dressed provocatively. And the picture that they show is a picture of, ironically, her backside in tight jeans. And, baby got back, I guess is the word. I don't want to say baby got back. I'm going to keep it clean. And the point is, she's an attractive woman. And so she's on the Today Show, and let me just say, I am not an image consultant. I am not an image consultant in the very least. But if you are going on a show on national TV and your case is that you were not dressed provocatively and that you just want to be completely respected and treated in a professional manner when you are around a bunch of testosterone-filled men who adrenaline is racing and they're in the locker room, which is, by the way, called the phrase locker room talk comes from something. It does not just been made up. Locker room talk is very real. You don't wear a cut off like a deep V blouse, a short skirt, and heels. Look, I would like to say that a woman, as one of the female feminists, they have this feminist or women's rights activist who was actually a former cheerleader for the NFL, and she had her on the TV saying, well, it doesn't matter if she comes in jeans and a shirt or in see-through lingerie, you have no right to sexually harass her. And I agree, you have no right to sexually harass a woman at any time. At the same time, is Sainz talking about men actually making direct comments towards her, or were they talking about her and she just overheard? The locker room is very loud. People are going to be talking loud because they're not whispering, because they can't whisper. So they may have said something. She may have heard some stuff. Now, did they actually directly say something sexual to her? Either way, it's not appropriate behavior. But it's also the locker room. It's never going to be appropriate behavior. I mean, if I could tell you the stories about what me and some of my fellow teammates did in a high school locker room, nothing illegal or downright vulgar, but, you say some stuff that you don't say around other people, especially women. Now, they probably kind of forgot the sense that this woman was in the locker room with them, and they also forgot where they were. I mean, they could have waited. They could have been patient and then talked about her after she had left, and they probably would have. But, so I'm not saying that the Jets are not at fault. Do not jump over this and jump to conclusions and have them saying, well, Matthew says the Jets are not at fault. I am not saying that. I very believe that you should treat women with respect, especially when it's in a professional manner such as this. I don't think it's appropriate to do anything less. At the same time, even Sainz reporter says that she thinks it might be an overreaction by some of these advocacy groups. I think these advocacy groups need to exist. I think sometimes women are sexually harassed in the workplace, especially, when they're out there like that in a public figure. At the same time, people post on Twitters sometimes hyperboles of how they feel. This woman's worked in sports for 9 years. 9 years. You're telling me in 9 years this is the first instance she's had where she's felt uncomfortable? Probably not. Sometimes I'm watching and I'm not saying that she felt uncomfortable because of sexual things, but she just could have felt uncomfortable. And I think first of all, the media, this is not first of all, but I think the media is taking a little bias towards this female reporter. We're taking what she posted on a Twitter as fact. I don't think she would lie about it, but how much of it really was something that would truly make you... There's a difference between being uncomfortable and sexual harassment. I think sexual harassment is a very serious charge. Some guy acting inappropriate, as serious as that is, and how it should not be tolerated, there's a big difference. There's a gap between those two. And I just want to make sure that everyone gets the fact that we don't just jump on these New York Jets players who probably were saying some sexual stuff, some sexually inappropriate stuff. But at the same time, I think we need to be careful and just not overreact to everything that one person says on it. And I don't think that she's lying. I think that she did probably feel uncomfortable. I feel the Jets players probably did make her feel uncomfortable, and they need to get talked to and say, hey, you know what, when a female reporter, and this goes for all NFL players, when a female reporter is in the locker room, you've just got to have a different rhetoric onto how you speak and how you act. I think that's always been the rules. That's just how you treat women. At the same time, I have a hard time feeling a lot of sympathy for Sainz, and I'm sure she's a nice woman, but I have a hard time feeling sympathy for her because I think this is something which is people kind of overreacted, advocacy groups who tend to want to have something to advocate and something to get on and something to put them in the forefront of the media. Jump to this. I don't think this is as big of a media story as it is. Let's think about what it really is in its core headline. New York Jets in the locker room whistle at attractive female reporter. It's inappropriate. Is it headline news? Is it something that really should be all this time and media attention about? I don't really think so, actually. And to Hussein's credit, she is not really going gun-ho about this. She's just like, I'm still going to do reporting. I'm still going to model when I do. She models also. I'm going to wear what I feel is appropriate for me to wear when I'm at the locker room. And I will accept whatever the NFL says happened. So I think, where's the story on this? Really, where's the story? What are your thoughts on all this? What do you think? By the way, very happy that the Ravens beat the Jets last night. Baltimore! I'm a big Redskins fan, followed closely by the Bengals, but I would say coming in at 3 or 4 would be either the Colts or the Ravens. Maybe the Ravens a little bit more. Big fan. Alright, guys. I hope everyone don't think that I want some sort of sleazeball defending these guys, the Jets. Well, I'm not defending the Jets, and I'm not defending the female reporter. I just think it's kind of a stupid story. I'm even talking about it. But leave your comments down below. Rate, comment, subscribe. Until next time, please remember, it's all there.